भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि यो न प्रचोदयात्. O God, give our life, remove our pains and sorrows, bestow us happiness, create of universe, thou art most luminous, pure and adorable. We meditate on thee, please inspire and guide our intellect in the right direction. समाज के प्रधान जी और घर स्वामी विमल, उनके माता पिता, बच्चे, आदरणीय हमारे चंद्रिका सिंह पंडित जी, श्रीमती जी और जितने समाज के मेंबर्स हैं, आप सभी को पहले मेरा नमन और धन्यवाद. मुझे आप यहाँ पर आपने जो प्रोग्राम है उसमें बुलाने के लिए और कुछ ज्ञान बांटने के लिए मैं कोशिश करता हूँ. I might speak in English so that everyone understands much easily. Those kids are not here today because I'm looking forward for the kids, because I like to make it more practical so that whatever I'm teaching, the kids are very good in that they are able to actually show the adults what we are trying to learn. But if somebody is interested in wanting to get some practicalities of what I'm going to talk about, you are most welcome to request me and I can actually involve you people. But I think just looking at the audience, it's mainly middle-aged today group, so I think I'll give more of a theoretical basis of how we can make our life better. The first part of the talk will be giving a thank you to, because of whom the Samaj runs, which is Maharishi Swami Dayanand Saraswati. First part. Second part, I'll give you applications of whatever we are doing and how you can actually change your life in a daily basis. Okay. So before I start, Prisha, where's Prisha? Yeah. I just what's the youngest daughter, Prisha?
Prisha.
Is that it? And can I ask, I don't know the name, do you want to ask a question so that I can talk on something that you would want to know? Whatever we do. And yeah? So because you are different, so I just wanted to let you say. So you might have an interest in knowing something which you haven't been answered. I just include in my talk.
Me know English.
You don't know English, no?
This guy.
So you think about it, and I wanted to ask Prisha to actually ask the question, because she's the young one, yeah?
Before you start, I just give a brief background how yoga.
Yeah, I'll give, but I just want to let people know. One of you guys, do you want to ask me something which you have always thought when you're coming from? Prisha, I want one question from you about what happens in Arya Samaj or Hindu religion or spirituality. You ask me one question. Do you want to ask something?
Then we can ask something if you know.
Anything, just anything.
Please ask.
Because I just want to make it more. Anything, and not yoga, anything.
Daily life.
Anything.
Is yoga a religious thing or is for
Physical and
Okay,
mental.
one, two, so एक बड़ा जन question हो गया छोटी जी. What's the question? You ask anything. And anybody else, okay, anybody else has a burning desire to know something.
No, can I?
No, it doesn't need to be in yoga, it can be on life. अच्छा पप्पा मांगे जाने का पप्पा का बता दे.
Doctor, I put a question then. If we are doing yoga, does it really help you in your education, in your brain, enlarging it? That's important part.
ठीक है, तो चलो, let's get going. ठीक, पहला चीज स्वामी महर्षि स्वामी दयानंद. Okay, when was Swami Dayanand born? When was he born? Anybody? So this is what I'm trying to teach. You need to get that book. He has his whole life story. Tell me, how long did Swami Dayanand live his life?
59 years.
Yeah, older people will.
58 and a half.
Yeah. So only 59 years And after 200 years, we are still talking about him, and there's a movement all over the world. So there's something about a man who could do something in 59 years. Huge achievement. Yeah, just thinking like within that time period what he did. And he did, whatever he did was about 160 years ago, which India was really struggling. So we just listened about Yogeshwar Shri Krishna ji, uska janamdin tha last week, yeah, everybody celebrated dhoom dham se, halla gulla. But the real teaching of Krishna ji comes in Gita, and a lot of it's about yoga when he talks to Arjuna about life and 18 chapters. If you don't read any Hindu book, just read Gita, that 18 chapters, your life will be different. It's a guide. That's 5,000 years ago. After 5,000 years, during the Mahabharata war, there was huge destruction, civilizational destruction of India and Hinduism. Because the war was not only based in, it was in India, but it was like Hindus were the only religious group all over the world. Prior to that, there was no other religion. Understand? So the war that was between Asuras or bad people versus good people, and Krishna was basically riding, the chariot with Arjuna.
Yeah.
And he guided the good people to win against the bad people, and that killed lot of our intellectual people. So you have to understand why civilizational destruction happened in India. And that's why, about 3,000 years ago, Buddhism came because people were doing wrong things in Hinduism. Then Jainism came. Then about 2024, Jesus Christ came, Christianity. Then about 1,300 years, Prophet Muhammad came. Yeah, and then about 400 years ago, Sikh religion started. So this is the timeline. You have to understand the timeline and why India went so low when it had the 25% of GDP of the world. It was the richest country in the world prior to that. But this is the sequence of why destruction happened, and why I need to tell you is because then you will understand the significance of Maharishi Swami Dayananda. Because what this man did in 59 years of life is something which saved India. Otherwise, we would be completely gone, taken over by other religions and other things. That's a totally different matter. But whatever our civilization was, would have gone. Swami Dayananda was born on 12th of February, 1824. Yeah? When did he die? 31st October, 1883. 59 years of life. So he was born in a very rich family. Very rich. His parents were very rich. He didn't need to leave home and go to Himalayas or do anything. But within very few early years of his life, he had a realization when his sister died at 16 years of age of cholera, that what is life? And then his uncle died at 19 years. And then that actually made him really, really think, who am I? What is the purpose of life? What is all this thing about? Obviously, his family was rich, so he already had acquired knowledge of Yajurved, especially. He had actually read that. And by Yaj Pavit Sanskar, which occurs at 8 years, he went through all the things. So he was actually reading a lot as well with the family, and he understood about life. But his questions nobody could answer. Who am I? Am I going to die like my sister and my uncle? So what is the purpose of life? So that is the reason why he left home, because the family got worried, like every parent, your child, you want to get them married. So he was refusing to get married, and he left home at 21 years of age. And for 15 years, he was in the mountains. From Narmada River, which is the river along the Ganges, all over Himalaya, Tibet, east, north, south, every ashram, everywhere he visited for 15 years, trying to find out the answers for how can I not die, or what is moksha basically, and what is the purpose of life, whatever we learn from religions. All religions try to teach you to become a good person and ultimately find your life, which the body dies, yeah, but your soul never dies. It's like principle of metta, it only changes form. So the soul is always alive. So what is the purpose? So I'm just giving you runs of these things so that you understand at least this year, please, about Swami Dayananda. You are doing these things for ages, and I have done the same, and I had no history of this man. I couldn't find a one single book which could actually summarize all these things. That's why I did it. It took me 8 years. 8 years to write it up. After research, translation from Sanskrit and lots of things. So please do at least do a service to him. Have a read about his life. At least this year, it's a 200th anniversary. 200 years ago this man came. So the purpose was, okay, so in 1860 only he meets what's called Swami Birjanand. So Birjanand Swami was a very learned person in Vedas. And Vedas are the source of knowledge for everything of life. Not only spirituality. Army, medicine, Ayurveda comes from there. Administration, governance, everything comes. So the original, when the Wright brothers made the plane, the Vimana, the whole chapters are within Vedas as well. So British obviously took it and then they gave their stamp. Zero number comes from India. Mathematics, calculus, trigonometry, all these things, okay, Newton and others have got the name, that's okay, that's their period of civilizational opulence, they can take the credit, but it is in the Vedas. Vedas are the source of all knowledge, but it's in a complicated manner. There are about 26,000 mantras in there. And Swami Dayanand, from this Swami Birjanand, obtained this knowledge, but to reach Swami Birjanand, nobody could go to him even to actually study. You have to be really at a level. So in 15 years, when he left home at 21 years of age, and in 35 years of age, when he met the Swami in 15 years, what did Swami Dayanand do? That was my whole interest in writing the book. I wanted to know, what did this man do to himself? Because I always heard about only Brijanand. Yeah, Brijanand was his guru. Yes, I understand. But what was his life for 15 years? And if I'm shocked beyond anything that I ever heard. When I went, I had to go to India, I had to research, I had to hire people to go through. The only record that I got from was Rabindranath Tagore's father, Rabindranath Tagore in Calcutta. He had a direct session with him, Swami Dayanand. He gave his life history and talked about what he did to him. And there was a Samaj called Brahmo Samaj before Arya Samaj came. And he actually, the whole information got recorded only on the pretext that nobody is going to print it until after his death. And the reason, you know why this man didn't want it to be printed? Because we have a habit of making everyone God. He said, no, if I'm living, people will start coming to pray to me. So I don't want any of my life history and whatever I have achieved to be written prior to his death. So that's why there is very little information. That is the main reason why there was not things written by him, because he refused to be actually written. That's the greatness of this man. He was a revolutionary leader. He not only learned the whole four Vedas, which was taken by German, the whole rocket science, the atomic bomb science. You read, what's the movie? Anybody watch the Schneider who made the atomic bomb? The movie has in the verse there of the Vedas mantra how they used, Germans especially used the Vedas to actually extract information how to make rockets and things during World War II. And most of the scientists, America took them to US. Basically, they utilized them and they. Okay, that's another thing to talk some other day. But for the purposes of this man then got the whole Vedas redone. So you have four Vedas. That's what Arya Samaj actually propagates. The original way Hinduism was, which is 20, 30, 40,000 Satyug Chalo, it's about 100,000 Ram time. Okay, if you go that back. So his philosophy of life, or his thank you to Swami Birjanand was that he go out and again get Hindus to re-practice what is the original Hinduism, which is based on Vedas and not all other bits and bits because of Mahabharata that it broke. But not only that, he tried to actually get Hindus to get together and actually revolt against British, which was in 1859. the original first revolution happened in 1859. He was at Haridwar. He got everyone, but others, because of the subjugation of Mughal for 500 years, 200 years of British Raj, the Hindus actually forgot about their identity. Basically, they forgot. They didn't know what to do. So eventually, when India wins, either Mahatma Gandhi or Subhash Chandra Bose or Lala Rajpat Rai or Chandrasekhar Azad, anyone and everyone, 90% of the revolutionaries were, do you know from which group? Arya Samaj. What are Arya Samaj is doing today? They can't write one email. They can't speak a word. They have no guts now to protect. They're 90% of all those way, from Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi was obviously a non-violence, ahimsa movement he utilized. But others, I'm saying, Lala Rajpat, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, how many people sacrificed their life? More than 90% were Arya Samajis. So this is what I'm reminding people through the book, that this man stood for far more. So that was independence. Okay, India only got independence because of what he did, what he started. And he actually shared the Mahabharata, prior to Mahabharata, secrets of how to run revolution movement in villages, in towns. It's in the book, you can read. So that's one thing. Number two, what in 15 years he achieved is what I'm going to share now. And that is why I'm so strongly pro-yoga person. Because while I was in Arya Samaj, I was personally told no. It's something that we don't do it openly, or it's not propagated. But he became a person of that caliber to be with Swami Brijanand. So he knocks on the door. Swami Dayanand knocks on the door. Brijanand comes out. कौन है? पूछे ना उससे, कौन है बाहर? तो स्वामी दयानंद says, वही तो जानने आया हूँ. That was his answer, Swami Dayanand. वही तो जानने आया हूँ, कौन हूँ मैं? So then Brijanand accepted him. Then so this is the right place then. So in that years, I'll just give you a few names. Swami Paramanand Saraswati was the initial person who put him into what's called Chaitanya Brahmachari. So he started when he left his home. Yogananda, followed by Swami Shivanand Giri and Swami Jwalanand Puri. These are the four people along Tibet, along Narmada River, different places when he traveled. They actually taught him the what's called Patanjali Yoga, which comes from Yajurveda, specific chapter 40, verses 5, 6, 7, 8. Read those mantras. You'll enlighten your mind beyond anything you can understand. How deep it is. So that is what actually made him into this brahmachari who had power. And I don't have time to give you examples of, be it a bear, be it if there was a sinking boat, be it a leper man or someone, anyone, anywhere. Multiple examples are in the books, how he healed people, how he 17 times people tried to kill him. And we believe there is no avatar, nobody comes with special power. But he, because of yoga, he could be underwater for many, many minutes. Okay, and he was very strong because of brahmachari, and many examples are in the book how he was able to save other people. So when you include that part of your life, what he left to become so advanced in his body and mind, and after that, Swami Brijanand put in the whole Vedic knowledge. Then he becomes a person whose purpose, basically directed by Swami Brijanand, is to go and spread true Hinduism, get back Hindus. Oh, Manur Bhava means become noble. It doesn't define religion, no. Krivanto Vishwa Arya, make the whole universe one family. It doesn't discriminate between religions. And Vasudeva Kutumbakam, three lines he uses. And all of them are talking about the whole earth as one family. We all should be together. We should actually learn to become better people. There is but this man, as I said, he espoused or expressed the 8 qualities of the yoga or the Patanjali yoga, which I say comes from Yajurveda. So the 8 steps are Ashtanga yoga, it's called. So yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, patihara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So 8 steps. And when we pray, those 8 sthiti, pratna, upasana, month, there are 8 mantras actually directed for that. You made sure you meditate on it. That is those mantras are there for sthiti, pratna, upasana, mantra. So now I'll use yoga talk to show if anybody lived a full yogic life, for me, in my research, was Maharishi Swami Dayananda. Pahla, 1, yam. What are the yams? Panditji? Yam? Niyam? So yam? कितना? 5 yam? 5 कलम बोलो.
ज्ञान 5 क्रम.
हाँ तो 5 है ना? So yam है ना? शौच, संतोष, तपस्या, स्वाध्याय, ईश्वर प्रणिधान, अहिंसा, सत्य, अस्त्य, ब्रह्मचर्य, अपिग्रह. Thus, he was the most truthful person. He was never stole anybody's things. He stood for brahmacharya. That's why he didn't get married. Ishwar Pranidhan, like he was always in a state of believing that whatever happens is for good. So if you follow ahimsa, obviously you understand non-violence, satya. So 10, yam niyam, ahimsa, satya, astya, brahmacharya, apigraha, learn it. Sauch, santosh, tapasya, swadhyaya, ishwar pranidhan. These are the 10 yam and niyams of life. And there's nobody I can find through my research better spouses than Swami Dayananda's life. He lived every bit of it. So if we are saying we follow ahimsa, what are we doing at our home? So be serious about this thing. If you want to be Swami Dayananda, Chelaj, yeah? Ahimsa, Satya, Astya, Brahmachari, Apigraha, Sauch. He was the biggest forgiver. When he died, eventually when they done him, the girl who got the cook to get poison, you know, he tells, he knows, because that's why he survived 16 prior times. He knew yoga, nice. So I can't show you the breathing exercise today. Later on, some other day, we will do the breathing exercise, what he used to do. It's called Prankriya and Pranayam. Prankriya is breathing exercises that I do and others I teach people, how to increase your oxygenation, how to make your diaphragm stronger, so your adrenal glands are suppressed, your cortisols are low. These are the scientific benefits of what happens to your body. And you asked me about what's the benefit of actually in your real application, your cognitive function, your brain function becomes better, because if you get oxygen proper, your diaphragm is strong. If you eat proper food, and the best foods are nuts, vegetables and fruits. All tamasic food in the fridge, warmed, heated, you kill an animal. It's not for your body. So you have to be very careful. Life is given for a very special reason. And you are the most advanced species of 4.8 million species there are, which has the only freedom and creativity, which is human being. If you don't utilize this freedom, then you deserve to be in the species which has no creative power. That means either plant or animal. So, but if you are given this power, which is there, and you are not utilizing, and actually if you think you are the master and the boss and you are destroying others, because the system about Vedas and Hinduism truly is, there is no God which gives you punishment, there is no God which actually gives you rewards. It's only a justice system. It's like accountant. It's only credits versus debits. And you deserve to get either of it. Because the rule of the nature of the creation is just justice. And that is the principle. That's why we believe in dharma or righteousness. We don't believe in specific, things about punishment or anybody gets benefit. No, there's nothing like that in the Hindu religion. Okay, there's no Darauni koi, somebody will stab you or something. Nothing is like that. It's actually your responsibility. That's why you're a human being, and every human being has. So yam niyam, here's the example. Asana, Swami Dayananda, that's a third stage of yoga. He used all different types of yoga he learned in that 15 years from different people I named already. That's why he was so fit. So when people tried to kill him, so for example, at Haridwar, he used to have open debates like what we are sitting, and Hinduism is based on debates. It's not about someone writing a book and no. You have two parties, you talk and then you sort it out. But because he kept winning all the arguments, the group, and there were different religions, Christianity, Muslim religion as well at that time, and our Orthodox Hindus as well, they planned to kill him. So he goes to Ganges River to swim. India has very good wrestlers. So they got two wrestlers to actually, when he goes to dip in the water, they were already there and he pulled him down. But because of his strength, he and his breath, he can hold his breath for a long time. He actually pulled both of them together and they had to leave him because they couldn't hold the breath as long as he could. And he went out and he forgave them. He said, it's okay. I'm a sannyasi, or I'm a sage, I'm a rishi, muni. I don't have any reason to fight with anyone, but I'm trying to improve the society. So that's asana. So like last time we did with the kids, how we do asana, say how to make your, standing straight, standing on your head, walking on your hands. All these exercises are actually mind focused development. So in modern terms, you call it mindfulness. And if you develop like a kid, like that's why I'm teaching the children, if you start doing early, you become more intelligent because you know how to focus. Because if you are able to focus on anything in life and you are a student, you'll become more intelligent. It's only your distractions of your hair which makes someone more intelligent than others. It's not anything else, actually it's focus. So asana is very good in that, actually teaches you. And then I told you about the muscle exercise, the diaphragm and other things, because why we get so many allergies? Why we get so much asthma now? Because we don't know how to breathe. It's about lungs. When you breathe with your chest, you are half filling the lung. And I'm a doctor, a specialist in my profession too. So I know this thing very well. If you're not able to open your lungs up, your lung is not emptying. And your diaphragm, this muscle here, is more strong on your thighs or your biceps. Because if this muscle works, your adrenal gland is balanced, as I said. Your cortisol levels are low. All those allergic things are produced by adrenal gland. So you need to balance this. That's why pranayama, pran kriya are very, very important exercises for your physical body. So asanas are obviously for physical exercise. You can sit for a while and do all these things. But when you breathe, then it goes at another level, which is mental status. So your brain is an organ, but mind is unmeasurable. So you come to me, I can't do an MRI, PET scan, or whatever, I can't show you my mind. It's a subtle body. It's called ethereal body. That measurement, how do you do? As a doctor, I can't help you much because I can't measure, because we as scientists, we have to have real evidence of things to do. But that is actually bigger component of our life, our mind. Mind has more impact on this body. That's why people who do well in life, their mind control is very good. So how do I help you in a practical level? You need to learn breathing exercise from me. Learn how to breathe. Then you become, your monkey mind goes to a monk mind. And once you are in a monk mind, read Jay Shetty's book. He's a modern day, some hero now. He only made it English, whatever I'm talking, in a book. And he's like got billion people following him now. He was some gangster kind of guy in UK now. He went to the monks in India, learned this thing, wrote in an English book, and he became a hero in the US. He's very rich. But that's what I'm saying. These people have learned this art from the, they go to India, they learn this thing. So you look at Steve Jobs, when he was struggling, he went to India. He got the whole direction sorted out in India. You look at Mark Zuckerberg, you look at Elon Musk. The big achievers of people have a very well-focused mind. Because no university gives you knowledge of how to make Starlink to Elon Musk. Where does he get the knowledge? It's all is in us. The reason why our religion is not only a ritualistic practice is because it applies daily to our activities. And by default, Indians are very intelligent because little bit they get it by passively. Imagine if you start doing actively this thing. You don't have to go to Kumon, you don't have to James and College, you don't have to any of these schools. You can actually make your kids so much more brighter. But if you knew how to apply this knowledge. So that's asana, then pranayama is breathing exercise called coherence breathing. Okay, so one of the asanas is like this, when we were young. So, yeah, teacher used to make the funny. You know now, Harvard has proven that if you do this exercise, your neurons function much better. You get cognitive function. And teachers used to punish us. This is an asana. So there are many asanas like this that we didn't know that time, okay? But I'm giving you the applications of this thing. So that's breathing exercise. Now next stage is called pratihara. Pratihara is the yam, I told you 5, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratihara, 5, fifth one. So the first 3 are usually to do with our chakra, energy system, which are Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur. So 99% of humans actually live in these 3 chakras only. So you are either addicted to food, drinks, or whatever, or the lower level, like pornography, all this kind of thing, criminality, negativity. This is not random. This is our body system. You have to learn these things, why and how you can make your children better. So if you live at a lower level, Muladhara, which is the root chakra, is the source of energy, so you can procreate. So if a creator can create, but he's given us a power to create, we can have children. That's a very powerful portion of human being, respective. That's why brahmachari, that's why looking after your body is extremely important, because you have the power of the creator within us as humans. Animals too, but animals don't have the creativity freedom. We have the freedom. So that's why humans become worse than animals. That's why we say that. Because you have freedom, you don't respect your power, you can actually become a really bad person. But if you followed the right principles and move, so third one is called Manipur. It's called solar plexus. So by default, living in a village, in a gaon or somewhere, or some helpful teachers, after second of your year of life, because I'll just give you quickly one example. A child from 3rd trimester of pregnancy up to 2 years has what's called anterior fontanelle open, the head is open. A child is already communicating with the Brahman or the universe. So that's why they smile, they cry, a parent doesn't know what they do. At 2 years, this thing closes and a child starts talking. So the whole secret of life, which is present in all children, up to 2 years, gets closed in a literal manner. And as soon as a child starts speaking, he will only grow, and it's the only species in the world that does this, human beings. Human beings without knowledge are useless creatures. Animal no, plant no. If you plant a mango tree, if it doesn't find its nutrient, it won't give you mango. If you have an animal, you have a dog or something, then they will only select those foods. And they know how to look after their rubbish too, actually. You'll see them if you notice them. That's why we should learn from animals and plants. And that's why yoga uses animal postures and things. Now, human beings, that's why satsang is very important. That's why your sitting together with people is extremely important, because we are the only species. If you leave a child from 2 years with say goats, he will do meow meow meow, whatever, meh meh, yeah, he'll do that. If you live with him chicken, he'll behave like a chicken. It's the only species, not this much. It's the only species which won't grow as a human being. So which only means it's very important from second year, you got a young child, very important to look after, because what's called brain waves, when a child is young, they have this hypnotic brain waves called theta and delta, where they absorb like a sponge. Whatever you give them, they, like that child, now, whatever exposure it gets like a sponge, it will just take it. That's how ego part of us develop. Because they perceive, they have the senses, they learn. And that's why if you try and teach me now, I try and learn Chinese or Malaysian or something, it's very hard now, yeah? But if I was 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I would learn like that, 5, 6, all. That's the reason. So as we grow older, after 8 years, the brain waves become faster. After puberty, it is even more faster. But we still survive up to 20 years because the brain waves are still in tune with our body. That's why we become graduates, or we have some degree, we learn. The problem happens after 27 years of life. This is the problem of human beings. The ego part, which was a helpful feature, which got you degree and the work, now after 27 years, we are in what's called beta wave. Beta wave is very high oscillation, 24 oscillations per minute. It's very high. That's why we get monkey mind. That's why you are sitting, I try and get your attention. I work very hard to give your attention, but otherwise I know your mind will just go off everywhere, you know. So that's why I'm talking in a manner so that you keep listening, because it's natural for an adult not to be able to focus on anything.
Right.
So the complication of that is that if you didn't have the proper knowledge and education and other things, life can be very difficult after 30 years for human beings. While that knowledge, what we acquired, is very good in having a house, shelter, family, money, car, plane or whatever, and you know the richest man is unhappy if the mind is not at peace. Yeah, peace is the biggest attribute you can have. So the thing is, I'll give you a secret here now. It doesn't mean that we can't actually be at peace or be happy after 27 years. But this is the thing. This knowledge is very important. Now, it will take more time. As I've explained, the brain waves are different. So it will take more time, but they are practices. Because when I say, when a child is relating with the universe, because if you look at Tesla or Einstein, energy equals mc squared. MC squared, what is C? Constant. Constant is what? God's energy. It's an energy. It's always there. So what we express in our energy form is actually vibrations, frequency and energy. At the deepest level, that's what we are. And when you go in Yajurveda, and what Swami Dayananda actually talks about is beyond your body, then you look after your mind. So this mind is basically the master controller. So when you come to Pratyahara stage, the 5th stage of yoga, is where even when we are older, and those kids who are with me, and then other time I'll show you practicality of it, how to actually calm your brain. Which basically means your beta wave goes into alpha to theta, which is lower, and then you can come to a hypnotic stage where learning becomes very fast. So the whole process in Pratyahara is actually about your brain. Because when you want to get into your subtle body, you need to start doing some more processes. The 6th one is called dharana. Dharana is concentration or contemplation. So obviously you have to have true knowledge about the universe, the creation, the whole Brahman. Then you start putting together. Meditation only comes after that. And that's why going to a meditation doesn't work. People open meditation center, it gives you a little bit of relaxation, which you can get by walking in the nature or swimming or something. That's what it does. But if you don't have these principles, you do it properly, meditation is much deeper than concentration with dhyan. Dharana is concentration, dhyan is meditation, where you actually then open metaphorically your fontanelle, the head. So the 3rd chakra, I said, is solar plexus, where the ego self is. 4th chakra is heart or anahat, om. But that's why you use the universal resonance, the sound, 432 hertz. If you can't do anything for your child, always put a music of 432 hertz. Because that resonance, it matches the brain development. That's why we use Om. A, U, Ma, Brahma, Vishnu, Saraswati. It's the A, U, Ma. It has an impact on your body which relates to the universal sound. And that is now actually validated by NASA actually. The sound of the universe is, it's that sound is there. So that's why our Rishi Munis, the Hindus, very old Hindus, they knew somehow, I don't know how, but they knew this sound. So utilize that sound. So anahat, heart, it comes from, so this, when to move to the next stage, which is 4th stage, is anahat, heart, is love. Okay, why Swami Dayananda was so forgiving, and today's Arya Samaj can't forgive a simple member. It's very shameful. right? And they espouse to say we are following this. One member done a little bit, we'll have the stick on you. Or I'll get the constitution against you. Right? It's laughable, yeah?
Yes.
So hard. Why he could do? He gave whatever little money was there to the cook. Go to Nepal, otherwise you'll be killed before he died. He sent his killer. Forgiveness. But it comes from when you live by heart. It's called the Anahat Chakra. So one thing is love. I can only describe you what Anahat or heart love is. If you remember as a boy, the first girl you saw and fell in love. You truly literally become blind. You live by something you don't know what's happening to you. If you can understand and live every moment like that, that's living by Anahat Chakra. That is, you are always merged with the person, say when you fall in love, or with the universe itself. So a plant, you look after a plant, your soil. You look after animals like you. You look after human beings like your lover. That is called Anahat Chakra. So Swami Dayanand was an example of someone. That's why sometimes we don't understand how did he forgive. But if you are living there, the next chakra is called Vishuddhi. So Vishuddhi is in the throat. V means complete, Shuddhi means cleanliness. So Vishuddhi chakra, and that's when we do breathing exercises, especially Pran Kriya, they are specifically targeted to move your ego, which is the third chakra, to your heart chakra, so that you have compassion, empathy, you don't have that ego self, you accept everyone as they are, and not judgmental, not gossiping about people. These are very low level behaviors when you talk bad about people. Stop this behavior, because the body works like this. See? Our subconscious, whatever you do, it multiplies 10 times more. If you talk bad, it will become 100. And you keep multiplying. But if you do good, the brain doesn't differentiate between your thought processes. Is it right or wrong? It doesn't. It is just an organ. It will multiply in goodness. That's why you have to actively make sure you choose. Duality is life. Duality. You can't say there can't be night. There has to be day, there has to be night. There is hot, there is cold. Duality is part. Good and bad will always be there. It is our duty as human to choose where to be. If you choose or make yourself in that realm where there is negativity, it will multiply and make your life worse and worse. The worst part is your mind impact actually negatively affects your DNA. And this is now scientific. So there are 14,000 chemicals that we measure now, where if you come to a satsang, you listen to something good, you listen to 432 Om sound, something nice, and you measure your chemicals in your body, it will, what do we teach? We teach gratitude, say thank you, namaste, to all, yeah? Gratitude is the most powerful emotion that you can induce in yourself, by measuring chemicals in yourself. So all positive things induces lots of good hormones in your body. And obviously if you have good hormones, you're healthier. Your mind is healthy, your body is healthy, you don't get heart disease, you don't get asthma, you don't get autoimmune disease, you don't get allergy, and you won't get cancer. Cancer is becoming a huge problem now. Because it's not genes, it's called epigenetics. It's like placebo effect. So whenever I can give medications here, 50% of the people, and I make another 50% only a sugar tablet, everybody will respond to it, thinking that they ate the tablet as I gave it to that group versus that group, because they believed me. Not that there was chemical in it. It's your mind. It's called placebo effect. It is science. So your mind is very powerful. In that you need to make sure you actually consider this. It's not only for goodness, pleasing the God or someone. No, it's actually body, your health, your mind. Because unless and until you look after your body and mind, I think then only you should thinking about God. Because God gave this vehicle, expressed us as human beings on earth to enjoy the creative ability of the Creator to live. That's why you got a body and a mind. Otherwise you'll be energy form. You'll be floating in the air. But if you don't look after this body and your mind, then I think it's very unfair to think That's why prayers are not successful. People pray their whole life. Either go to temple or masjid or church or hit their head and broken, nothing comes. You know why? Because 50% of work is only praying. Other 50% is knowing how to receive. Do you know how to receive blessing? If you don't know how to receive blessing, it doesn't mean God is not giving you. God is actually giving you, but you don't know how to receive it. And to receive, you have to have a heart by living. You have to look after plants. You have to look after animals. You have to know your body system. What type of food should you put in your mouth? Are you making a crematory? What are you doing to this body? This is knowledge sharing. I'm not actually here to change anyone, okay? Don't get me wrong. But knowledge is power. Without knowledge, you can't do anything. And then you need to practice these things. So to move beyond this, which is called pineal gland, which is the master Wi-Fi, it's like this body is like a smartphone right now today. And you are using smartphone only for making a phone call. What's the point having a smartphone? There are thousands of apps there. You can do every work on a phone. Body is same. Body, we are just using for procreation and enjoyment. But it's got thousands of apps in it, which you can utilize by pineal gland, which is your next chakra up here. It has an antenna to actually receive information. So when you open this, then the 50% of your prayers are fulfilled, which is you get the blessing in your life. And that's the way when we do breathing exercise, it is actually that process of actually focusing your mind, opening your pineal gland, and then eventually the top one, which I said the child is open, right on the top. And that's why a lot of people eat very little, not even one meal a day. How do they live? So like you get photons from the sun, you get vitamin D in the skin, you get energy. The whole thing is actually energy-based living. But the more you are dissociated and separated in your physical body, you will struggle in your life. So this is Hinduism in its truth. This is what Hinduism teaches, not the rituals, not what we get stuck. All these ceremonies are very powerful because they cleans the environment and focuses the mantra, vibrations and energy things. You need to apply, you need to learn how to utilize this. Then you will see a difference in your life. What and how much you can do in your life in terms of not only materially, wealth, health, but really understanding the whole creation. So I think I'm running over time. But Pradhan ji, बहुत धन्यवाद आपको समय देने के लिए. I hope you have learned something, and I think I answered your question. I think I answered her question, what's the benefits? And if you have any other question, you can ask me now. But I'm happy to continue giving you this knowledge, because the next session what I'll do is I won't talk about this foundation now. I will tell you how you can actually change your life in terms of becoming more intelligent, how you can use this knowledge to become better at your work and to make money. How you can make more money because the abundance is already there. This light is where it's coming from. Did Vimal make this light? Yeah? No, it's only the bulb. You got the burning bulb, yeah? The sun is there, okay? The energy is already there in ionosphere. Every energy, everything that we need, including 8 billion people in the world, all 8 billion people can be billionaires. There is no restriction. So don't think that when you make money, you are making someone poor. Because why I'm using money, I'm telling you that the abundance that is there is for every single person. Be it money, be it health, your health. How this body changes whole body in 1 year. You are not what you were last year. Including your heart cells, brain cells have been replaced completely. So you are a new person actually. So that way you can change your mindset. That is the opportunity to actually learn these things. Okay. So the application of these are many, and I can actually break down in small portions. Thank you for listening. Anything else? I'm happy to listen. Okay. God bless you.
Thank you.